Today, I want to tell you about a tragic case that shocked the transgender community and sparked a wave of activism for transgender rights. This is the story of Amanda Milan, a 25-year-old trans woman who was brutally stabbed to death in the streets of New York City in 2000. Amanda Milan was born in Detroit, Michigan, and moved to New York City when she was 18 years old. She worked as a model and a receptionist, and was described by her friends as beautiful, smart, and confident. She was also a proud trans woman who was not afraid to stand up for herself and others. On June 20, 2000, Amanda was walking to catch a cab after leaving a group of friends at the Port Authority bus terminal. It was around 4 a.m., and the streets were dark and deserted. As she walked, she noticed a man following her and harassing her. His name was Dwayne McCullough, and he was a 29-year-old ex-convict who had a history of violence. He started to threaten Amanda, saying he would shoot her and punch her. Amanda did not back down. She asked him if he wanted to fight and told him to leave her alone. Witnesses said she declined his advances and walked away. But McCullough was not done with her. He saw another young man nearby named Eugene Celestine, who had a knife. He asked him for the knife, and Celestine handed it over without hesitation. McCullough then ran after Amanda and stabbed her in the neck with the knife. He then fled the scene with Celestine and another man named David Anderson, who allegedly helped them escape. Amanda collapsed on the sidewalk, bleeding profusely from her wound. A passerby tried to stop the bleeding and called 911. An ambulance arrived and took Amanda to St. Vincent's Hospital, but it was too late. She died in less than an hour. The murder of Amanda Milan was not just a random act of violence. It was a hate crime motivated by transphobia and misogyny. McCullough targeted Amanda because she was a trans woman who dared to defy his expectations of femininity and sexuality. He wanted to punish her for being who she was. The murder of Amanda Milan also exposed the indifference and injustice that transgender people faced in society. The police did not initially investigate the case as a hate crime and did not arrest McCullough until 2 weeks later, after pressure from the media and the transgender community. The media coverage of the case was often sensationalized and disrespectful, using Amanda's dead name and male pronouns, and focusing on her appearance and lifestyle rather than her humanity. The legal system also failed to protect Amanda's rights and dignity. McCullough pleaded guilty to second-degree murder and received a sentence of 17.5 years to life in prison, which many felt was too lenient for such a heinous crime. Celestine and Anderson were never charged for their involvement. The murder of Amanda Milan also ignited a fire in the transgender community and inspired them to fight for their rights and recognition. Transgender activist Sylvia Rivera organized a political funeral for Amanda, where hundreds of people marched from the site of her murder to City Hall, demanding justice and equality for transgender people. Rivera also reformed a transgender activist group called Street Trans Activist Revolutionaries, STAR, which advocated for legal reforms, social services, and community support for transgender people. Rivera cited Amanda's murder as one of the reasons to add a broad definition of gender to the New York City human rights law, which was passed in 2002. The murder of Amanda Milan is not just a sad story. It is also a powerful story of resistance and resilience. Amanda Milan was a woman who lived her life with courage and grace. Despite the challenges and dangers she faced as a trans woman of color, she was a woman who refused to let anyone define her or diminish her worth. She was a woman who inspired others to stand up for themselves and their rights. The murder of Amanda Milan is also a reminder that we still have a long way to go to end the violence and discrimination against transgender people in our society. According to the Human Rights Campaign, at least 44 transgender or gender non-conforming people were killed in 2020 in the United States alone, making it the deadliest year on record for this community. Most of these victims were trans women of color, like Amanda Milan. We need to honor the memory of Amanda Milan and all the other transgender people who have lost their lives because of hate. We need to educate ourselves and others about transgender issues and experiences. We need to support transgender organizations and activists who are working for change. We need to speak out against transphobia and bigotry wherever we see it. We need to respect transgender people as human beings who deserve dignity and equality. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more true crime stories and unsolved mysteries. And don't forget to leave a comment below and let me know what you think about the murder of Amanda Milan. Until next time, stay safe and stay curious.